mga kaibigan, welcome to another episode of In My Toolbox. This is your weekly talk show exclusively here on PHLV. Tonight mga kaibigan, we will delve into the realms of finance and business, exploring pertinent topics aimed at providing insights and guidance. Mga kaibigan, it's crucial to emphasize that while we offer expertise in the show, we are not legal or tax advisors. Therefore, the information that we will be sharing here should not substitute to personal advice tailored to your specific circumstances. Mga kaibigan, always seek the counsel of qualified professionals before making any significant decisions. Mga kaibigan, my name again is Enrico Pobre. I'm an economist, financial expert, business consultant, and an entrepreneur. Of course, mga kaibigan, if you want to stay connected with me, reach out to PHLV Radio or go to Facebook or drop me an email at enrico.inmytoolbox@gmail.com. Of course, mga kaibigan, now we will be diving into our topic for tonight, Philippine real estate opinions. All right, mga kaibigan. Mga kaibigan, I'm just going to give you some insights about, hey, what's happening to the Philippine real estate, no? So basically, pag sinabing Philippine real estate, you guys might, have properties in the Philippines already. But what is real estate in the Philippines in the future anyway? So I want to give you some numbers. The real estate market in the Philippines is going to be projected to reach a value of about $6.36 trillion in 2024. Okay? That's how much the real estate value for the year 2024. Now, residential real estate will still dominate the market segment, and it has a projection of a volume of about 5.59 trillion. By the way, guys, this is US dollars that I'm talking about, right? In the same year, 2024. But this real estate boom or growth in the Philippines will actually show an annual growth rate of 3.63%, which is going to result in a market volume of about $7.6 trillion by the year 2029. When you look at these numbers, really, real estate is actually on a growth stage, on a booming stage. Now, Philippines has rebounded from what you call the COVID or pandemic times, right? So, in global comparison, mga kaibigan, United States is expecting the same way. The highest value in real estate market in here in the United States is going to be $132 trillion just for the year 2024. So, the real estate in the Philippines is going to, experience a surge in the demand for affordable housing due to what? Urbanization. Mga kaibigan, 20 years ago when I was in the Philippines, urbanization was there, but it's actually growing slowly. But 20 years ago, now, you see huge growth in the urbanization in the Philippines made by the growing middle class. Mga kaibigan, I don't know how this real estate has actually given you guys on the financial side, whether it's a good or bad experience. I want you to make sure that you learn from it today, because the real estate in the Philippines, there's a surge, there's a significant growth, and there's a lot of development in the last few years. I'm gonna tell you this, maybe if you've been in the Philippines for the last 5 years, this Philippines is not the Philippines that 20 years ago. Okay, now the market, which is the customers, it can be you and me in the Philippines, they have shown very strong preferences in real estate properties. Even us people here in the United States, we actually look at the option or buying residential properties in the Philippines. Well, this is brought to you about a lot of several factors here. But one of the main reasons is, of course, the one I mentioned a while ago, the increasing urbanization and the population growth in the Philippines. And as more people move to urban areas and, these townships becoming urbanized, right, the demand for housing, of course, will relatively be going to grow or increase. And the younger generation in the Philippines right now, I'm telling you, yes, the younger generation in the Philippines now, they are the ones, showing growth and this, what do you call this? Their interest in investing in real estate is so different 20 years ago because they see real estate as securing their financial future. So, one of the key trends in the real estate, mga kaibigan, in the Philippines is the rise of the condominiums, right? So, if I ask you right now, was there ever a person or a company talk to you about condominiums? Of course, majority of the people listening right now, one way or the other, someone has spoken to you about condominiums. And these condominiums, mga kaibigan, have become increasingly popular among both local and even foreign buyers. Mind you, foreign buyers are just huge in the Philippines right now. Now, why do they look at the condominiums? Because, they're looking at the convenience of having a property and amenities attached to their properties. The demand for the condominium has been a driving factor, or driven by a factor such as an increasing number of young professionals, the YPs that we call, right? The young professionals, because these people, they desire for a more modern and luxurious lifestyle. Okay, so that's, the knowledge now of younger professionals, they look for lifestyle. Okay, and this condominiums has been giving that lifestyle. The trend is expected to continue in the coming years. So if you do not have one right now, you might want to talk to somebody who knows a lot about condominiums or your friends who has condominiums over the last 10 years. Is it really worth it to have condominiums as an investment? Well, you guys have been working a lot here in the United States. That might be another way of helping your retirement plan or augment your retirement plan when the time comes. Another trend in the real estate in the Philippines is the development of a lot of mixed-use properties. Developers now are increasingly building properties that combine residential, commercial, and recreational spaces. So this trend has been driven by the desire of these developers to create more vibrant and sustainable communities that actually will be able to offer a range of amenities and services. So, mga kaibigan, take note of this one, mixed-use properties. This also provides developers with opportunities for, a major diversification and higher return on investment. So, mga kaibigan, today, what I did was, I actually invited some of my friends who's been in the business for a while now. They could be a very good resource for this topic today, the Philippine real estate opinions. While they represent a certain company, but they could be our subject matter experts. And some might be, some of the questions that you might have right now, we may be able to answer tonight, mga kaibigan, right? So, without further ado, mga kaibigan, let's welcome our good friends from Brittany International Group. This is actually part of the Villar group of companies, like the Visaland. So let's welcome Michael Mayoga and Joshua Kabungan. They're both sales head of Brittany International. All right, mga kaibigan, how are you guys? Thank you for being in the show today, Mike and Joshua.
Good evening, Enrico.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you want to introduce yourself, Joshua.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for this opportunity. Again, I'm the sales head for Brittany Corporation. We're here to really promote the real estate and also condominiums and properties, as you stated or mentioned earlier. And we're here to, answer questions that relates to anything about financials or anything about real estate or even in Philippine economy.
Very good. I actually like that because, Joshua, one of the unique aspects of the real estate in the Philippines, I believe, is the presence of large overseas Filipino population that's actually willing to look into that real estate in the Philippines. And, of course, what's the update in the Philippines right now, right? And, of course, Mike, maybe you would want to introduce yourself, sir.
Of course. Yeah, good evening, America. Good evening, Las Vegas. And especially to those who are actually in tune right now with PHLV Radio. Sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan who are actually Philippine Americans, no? thank you for having us here.
Of course, thank you.
Mr. Enrico Pobre, no, to your program. All right,
Definitely.
And by the way, it's just well, we're just so glad to be invited here to give insights as to what's happening with the real estate in the Philippines, no, particularly to the upper segment that which actually will be catering soon.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's very good. I'm excited to learn more, and maybe our viewers right now would be excited to learn some of the maybe some questions that needs
Yeah.
to be answered while we are having this conversation tonight. Mga kaibigan as well, I also learned, Mike, that Filipinos who work abroad, they really invest in real estate in the Philippines. One, it's because their home country, and
Yeah.
they look at real estate as one way to secure their future and will be able to provide stable income from them.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Wow.
yes, very much. Yeah, I agree with that because as of the moment, there could be a lot of options right now
Okay.
as to the kind of investment that you would want to bring to the Philippines, and there could be options like you can have your money in the bank,
Yeah.
which actually like it gives you interest for like
What's the interest rate?
right now, if you would like to send your money there for time deposit is like more or less it's like 4%.
Okay.
Annually.
Oh, by the way, guys, the
Yeah.
time deposit in the Philippines,
Yeah.
we call it CDs here. Certificate
CDs.
of deposit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, the other deposit is the savings account.
Okay.
Now, which gives you like 0.25%.
Oh, wow. That's a
per
lot,
annum.
huh?
Yeah, that's a lot. But of course, there's always tax. There's always bans.
Yeah.
But as of the moment, the best that you can actually do for an investment in the Philippines is, of course, invest through real estate.
Wow.
Yeah, because of course it gives you much of the appreciations. The price appreciations that give you much of like an average of 7 to 10% depending on the product that you are selling in the Philippines, particularly. But in our case, we have as much as like 10 to 15% annually.
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
projects that
Yeah.
has around 20%. actually.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
This is not too good to be true, no?
Yeah,
Right?
this is not too
So,
good to
you know
be-
how I tell people, yeah, it's good and it's true.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
so basically, I'm trying to get a little bit of the gist of what you're trying to say, guys.
Yeah.
So basically, the growth and development of real estate in the Philippines can be attributed to, just like what you mentioned, a lot of macroeconomic factor
Yeah.
right,
Yes.
at the moment. So the country, the Philippines, has been experiencing some stable economic growth in the recent years.
Correct.
Yes.
And more so, you guys will have seen it,
Yeah.
especially in the real estate sector. Because I think the cause of this is because the consumers' confidence are there.
Yes.
Because number one, we have good products, and we do what we say.
Yeah.
We create what we say that we will be creating, and then the spending power of the Filipinos right now in the Philippines is so much different 20 years ago.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
Lagi na silang nasa mall ngayon.
exactly. Right? So just for that, speaking about that, who's the target market for this?
Okay, actually, in investing in real estate, you can target socioeconomic, middle or average, and then you have this upscale, and you have this luxury segment of market.
So again,
there's
can
a
you
lot-
repeat that? So there's different segments.
Yes, there's a segment
of
for
real estate. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So there's a socio-economic.
Okay.
There's is affordable.
Okay.
There's this middle segment.
Okay.
An upscale,
Okay.
and then the luxury market.
Oh well, si Boss Johan and luxury. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. I agree. And actually, according to the research, you said earlier that real estate is really good in the Philippines. Yeah,
Yes.
it's true. And primarily focus on the mid, upscale, and luxury market.
Wow.
So research shows in the Philippines that there's a really strong demand in the mid and upper and luxury market.
Really, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, yes. Especially, you mentioned also condominium. Right after the pandemics, it's not just condominiums that are now booming in the Philippines, but also buying again lots and house and lots.
House and lots,
So,
huh? Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Okay.
really a freedom for our clients or prospects or customers now to
Yeah.
really choose with their preference. It's either living condo living
Okay.
or having a lot wherein they can build their dreams, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very good. And because of this, what I mentioned a while ago, urbanization
Yeah.
has actually, we're still growing, and you've seen these townships becoming cities,
Yeah.
and population are growing. Wow, this is very good. So
Yeah.
in your what do you call this? In your experience, Mike,
Yeah.
for luxury market, who could be your target market?
Well, since we're here in America, and the very purpose of why we are here is actually
Okay.
to promote the projects, particularly the project of Brittany,
Okay.
which is actually like focusing more on the premium leisure and residential projects in the Philippines.
Okay.
So basically, we just go straight to the point.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that, well, everybody can own a property in the Philippines.
Okay.
But everybody wants to aspire something that's actually like luxurious and something like that. So, but
okay.
somehow here, I would say that probably if you are like in the level of earning 50,000 and up,
Per annual.
then annually, then you can actually be part of the brand residence
Oh,
of Brittany.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be part of it.
Enrico, I wanted to add, Enrico, to
Yeah.
the urbanization.
Okay.
This is the analogy. Before, the center of gravity is really in Manila.
Manila. Yeah.
Okay. And then it shifted to Makati.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then 5 years ago, it shifted to BGC.
Yes.
So that's now the center of gravity. And you know what? The vision of Brittany Corporation under the Villiers Group of Companies is to divert the center of gravity from BGC to the Villiers City, because Villiers City is a 3,500 master plan community, as we're saying.
Where is this at?
It's in it traverses 15 cities.
What?
Actually. It's in Cavite, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa, and other parts of Laguna as well. So this is around 3,500 master plan community that if you combine the Makati, BGC, Ortigas, so you can create really a very good city. And that's
Yeah.
what we are promoting here also,
Wow.
because we're
Yeah.
looking forward in the next 10, 20 years to have a Villiers City to be the next center of gravity in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
in addition to that,
ambitious. That's good.
we have this very big master plan.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the highly urbanized concept that we are doing right now in the Villiers City. We have gone out of Manila as well. So we have gone out to like the favorite tourist destinations.
Baguio.
Yeah, the Baguio.
Oh, I see.
We have
I know it.
Boracay.
Boracay
yeah,
too, yeah.
We
Right.
also have Tagaytay, which is actually basically another prospect for good high living. And at the same time, we've gone to Cebu.
Okay.
Yeah, and Davao.
Okay.
So basically, we have the luxurious living now, not just in Manila,
Well,
but
that-
we've gone out to Visayas and Mindanao.
That actually is a very good point, right? That's exactly what we were trying to mention, Joshua, about urbanization. So that expansion is a good example of urbanization in the Philippines. Basically, mga kaibigan, what we're trying to talk about here is that your opportunity to have a real estate is not just in Makati.
Correct.
Right? Just like how everybody, like what you mentioned, the center of gravity was in Makati at the time.
Yeah.
But even in Metro Manila, there's very little open spaces now to, just to own properties. That's now, because of urbanization, people don't have to go to Makati to purchase one, because they could one day have one in their own city.
Yeah.
That's where the urbanization. So basically, you're here to look for that target market that that could afford what do you call this, that luxurious lifestyle.
Yes.
Oh my God, mga kaibigan, yung mga, we've been working so hard in the United States, right? We would want to see the fruits of our hard labor
Correct.
for so many years.
Yeah.
And mind you, maybe a lot of Filipinos who are working here would somehow think of retiring in the Philippines too.
Yeah.
And we mentioned about these properties. It can be a what do you call this, a source of income for their retirement, or augment their income in when they retire. Is that how it is?
Yes.
It's, for example, maybe that's something that you can talk about.
Okay.
When I purchase a property, what is that return for me?
Okay. Say for example, the average CAGR, or the compounded annual growth rate for Brittany Properties right now, is roughly around 15 to 20%. No?
Okay.
So it means that the return on your equity can be in the next 4 to 5 years. So that can be a source of your income. Number two, aside from that, is the value appreciation, which Mike mentioned earlier. And aside from that, owning a piece of land, that is an asset that always appreciate its value. So it will never depreciate. It is tangible. So it is yours. If it's condominium, you can have a certificate of title of condo. And if it's lots only, then you can have a title certificate for lot. So
So condominium has titles.
yes.
Can you expound a little bit of that? What do you call it again?
Certificate condominium title.
Yeah, because people don't really know. Oh, there's a title of condominium.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, there's this thinking that if you own a condominium after 50 years,
Yeah.
wala ka ng condo. No?
That's right, yeah.
Actually, that is not true. Owning a condominium, there's a perpetual ownership.
Okay.
And aside from that, it evolves. Before, you just own a condo. Now you own a condotel, wherein there's a specific condotel program for a respective property.
Okay.
Aside from that, it can also have a leasing management wherein Brittany has a Brittany leasing management wherein we're going to manage your property, and then you need to wait for your income on a per month or per year basis. It depends on the agreement. Yeah.
Wow, that's tough. That's
Yeah.
great. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, not tough. That's great, but that's good to know. You know, so or they don't even have to use your property management group. They can do it on their own if they want to, right?
Yes, we
Yeah.
just need to maintain,
We just have
the-
a specific project though as to the condotel type. Like there's one in Cebu,
Okay.
the 116 Suarez.
Okay.
So it's a condotel. So it will really be managed by our leasing management and property management. So in a way, if you will invest in the Philippines, you don't need to worry of like who will be the one to run my rentals.
Yeah.
You
Definitely.
just have to enroll it to us, then automatically then we'll be doing it for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But look at this, Mike. This people from here, United
Yeah.
States, right? When they purchase, what are the usual hurdles of from people here in America when they purchase a condominium in the Philippines?
Probably number one is, well, they might have second thoughts because they're here in America
Okay.
and the properties in the Philippines. But right now, everything is made easy because you can actually do transactions online.
Online.
Yeah,
okay.
even purchasing giving the earnest money is through online. Even
Okay.
paying the down payment amortizations, you can actually have it through online
Okay.
because we have here like the PNB.
Okay.
So especially if like you need that to go back to the Philippines to purchase condominium,
Okay.
we can have it here by applying through the bank, like specifically the Philippine National Bank.
Okay.
So even if you're a foreigner and if you're a Philippine American, then you can actually now be catered to Philippine National Bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about,
Actually, sorry.
Okay.
In addition to that, I think hurdles is really more into the funds and the appreciation of condominium being a sound investment. Because you know what, I believe that Filipino American has really funds, and once they appreciate the condominium being a sound investment, hurdles becomes really an opportunity for them to earn more.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's something that they have to look into.
Yes.
Speaking about that,
Yeah.
right? Maybe okay. I heard I'm buying a property that's not there yet. It's the air that I'm
Yeah,
purchasing.
yeah, yeah.
So that might be one of those things that okay,
Yeah.
I paid you, but it's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can
It's
how-
always a misconception actually.
Okay.
But in a way, of course, as an investor,
Okay.
you should check first the background of the developer itself.
Okay.
Like for Brittany Corporations, you can always check it out. It's available online. You can check the credibility of that. We are actually into since 1993.
3 decades.
3 decades already into this kind of industry.
Okay.
And never that Brittany has given up any project, and all the projects that we have previously has been delivered and ongoing at the same time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because again, I'm paying money right now, but
Yeah.
So where's your property? Somewhere in that angle in the future.
Yeah.
Before, there's a saying that in buying properties, it's always location, location, location.
Yeah.
But
That's
right
right.
now, you need to add location, 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 and then brand and developer,
yes.
because it has to be trusted,
That's right.
like what you're saying,
Exactly, yeah.
and it has to be really big. It has to have some foundation. That developer should deliver and has historically delivered.
Exactly. You know, that's exactly what I was trying to point out. That you need to know the people behind it
Yes.
and their history of delivering promises.
Yes.
Because basically, if I give you my money today, you know, it's just like writing that in the water.
Yeah.
You know, but of course it's not
Yeah.
true. I'm just giving you an analogy right now. But
Yeah.
you really have to trust the people that you are dealing with. Are there are there stores that really is, you know, there are scams going out there? Yeah, or very seldom. It's just it's just an idea being injected in the air. There's really no scams. You know.
Yeah, because investment really, it's you have to be careful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so being careful is of course know everything, especially the background, as to
Yeah.
the developer's history. So yes, maybe there is, but as of the moment, of course, people are now wise. People,
Yeah,
our
they
clients
become
now,
wiser.
customers are
Skeptical.
wiser, skeptical
Yeah.
for that matter. Yeah. So, and at the same time, of course, it's timing as well. When
Oh,
you're
yeah.
buying a property
Yeah.
in the Philippines, no?
That's correct.
And when it's just timing, so I'd just like to shift to the timing then.
Yeah.
Because right now, the value of the dollar versus the Philippines,
Okay.
just I think yesterday it was 57.
Wow.
So you can
Okay.
just imagine having, like, you know, if earning 50,000 a year here, then that's much. It's like about 2.5 to 3 million already. So in a way, you're just paying about an average of 1,000
USD per month.
USD per month. So basically, those who are earning those can really into that, especially that the value of the dollar is really very
You
high.
know,
The power of
Yeah, the
US
power.
dollar
Actually,
currency.
that's so true. No, if I may maybe look at it like, hey, I'm not saying that 401ks are bad, but when you look at the return
Yeah.
versus a 401k, taxation,
Yeah.
and etc., this is going to be an appreciating asset for the Philippines. Yeah, it makes sense, really.
Correct.
Let me ask you this, Josh. I'm a buyer. Why would I buy a condominium versus a residential lot, or the one that you were saying, house and lot?
Okay, I think it will be depend on their preference. No?
Okay.
Some prospects would buy condominium because they wanted a condo living, wherein also they wanted height, so they wanted to live on a 12-story condominium.
Okay.
Some preferred to have lots because they wanted to build their own houses and have their own, based on their perspective, design it and have a freedom on designing it. But when it comes to appreciation, I think there's similarities because as we've said, it's about 10 to 20% appreciation or capital compounded annual growth rate per annum. So I think it's really depends on the preference of the client, whether to own a condo or to own a lot.
So you were saying 20% CAGR?
Yes, some projects,
Some
but on the
projects.
average, I think it's 15%. That's why I'm saying
But
earlier.
15% is still 15%, right? Per annum, that's huge.
And the inflation in the Philippines right now is 4% lower. I think it's 3.95. If,
I'm not
yeah.
really updated on
So-
inflation rate in the
so-
Philippines, but wow.
Yeah.
That's great to learn. Mga kaibigan, it's just, basically saying you're earning 20% every year on your hard-earned money. Where will you go, right? Or 15%, you were saying.
Correct.
So where will you go nowadays, basically? So that investment is just like what you said. It's a sound investment. So how about you, sir? Condominium versus house and lot.
Well, basically, I agree with Josh. It's actually the preference.
Okay.
Because if I'm the customer, I would want to enjoy the community.
Of course.
Then I would go for the house and lot.
Okay.
Then if I would like to build my own dream house, because everybody has his own dream house.
Yeah.
I want as big as 500 square meters, something like that. So
Okay.
I would go for lot.
Okay.
Then if I would like something that's hassle-free, then I would go for the concept, especially if your work is if your concept is like live, work, play,
Yeah.
then I would go for condominium
Oh,
because it's
okay.
convenience that you're actually buying when you
Exactly,
go
yeah.
for condominium. So preference is always depends. But the good thing with Brittany Corporation,
They have it
We have
all.
all
We
those.
have it all.
Not only house and lot and condominium.
Actually, age
Yeah.
is really also a factor, I
Yeah.
believe, because more young professional, I think that's part of the opening
Yes.
statement, more young professionals preferred a condominium living.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, more retirees would
House
love
and
to
lot.
have a big house, a backyard,
You know,
a
I
swimming
beg to
pool.
disagree. You know my you know my lolo, right?
Okay.
He used to have a huge house in San Lorenzo Village, right?
Okay.
So when he reached the age of 80, he bought a condominium.
Yeah, maybe because I think the preference also changes along the way.
along the way, right?
Yeah, especially if you're coming from America, you live in a condo.
Yeah.
You want something that I would like to enjoy my life here in America.
Yeah.
No need to adjust anymore. So I would like go for the condo.
Yeah, well, I remember that. And then the brother, which is my lolo too, right? He said, "Are you crazy?" Well, he didn't understand the concept at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, I know there's a what do you call this for buyers. Foreigners cannot buy a house and lot or a lot in the Philippines. What's the percentage again?
Actually,
49?
foreigners can only buy condominiums,
Okay.
and it's 60-40. Not on a per building, but for example, our Escana Boracay, this is a development of 4 towers.
Okay.
Meaning, within the 4 towers, 60% should be owned by Filipinos and 40% can be owned by foreigners or
Okay.
other countries.
Oh, basically, it's limited for foreigners, even
Yeah.
though it's condominium, right?
Yes.
So, mga kaibigan, what they're trying to talk about, because a condominium is a building, and each unit, you call it an aggregate ownership. So, basically, 60% of one building can be owned by the Filipinos or more, right? And then 40% is the maximum ownership of foreigners in an aggregate ownership or
Correct.
like a condominium.
Yeah.
But in what you're saying a while ago, because in the whole project there's
There are
4
4.
buildings,
Yes.
so the 4 buildings, 40% of that
Yeah.
Yes.
can be bought by foreigners.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
one building can be owned by an American.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
But the total
The total should be 40%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at least that's something that we will
Yeah.
learn. Now for buyers who are here in the United States, Filipino at that,
Yeah.
the process, consularization, how do we deal with
Actually,
that?
the process is not as complicated.
Okay.
Because number one, if they have representative in the Philippines, they will be the one actually to of course, for the in their absence, no, they can actually have their attorney in fact,
Okay.
or that the
SPA.
representative SPA.
Okay.
Then the process as well is easy because as I am saying earlier, even the payments they can do it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the acceptance of the unit, it's either they will go home to accept the unit or they can have a representative also in the Philippines in their behalf. So the AIF is the one actually will represent them to accept the unit. if
That's
it is.
good. That's good to know. They can be represented
Yeah.
in their own capacity. Very good. So, mga kaibigan, with regard to more, again, it's condominium or real estate in the Philippines. For example, in condominiums, once they pay a certain amount and they want to take out loan in the Philippines, are they able to get loans in the Philippines?
Well, if you are a foreigner,
Okay.
you cannot apply
You
locally
cannot.
in the bank.
Okay.
But since PNB is opening their doors to the foreigners or Americans, for say,
Filipino American.
Filipino Americans, then they can actually directly buy or have it mortgage through PNB.
Oh, they can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, do
And-
you guys have experienced that already? That some of your buyers used PNB
Yes, yes.
as a what do you
Yeah.
call this? A lender.
In fact, the PNB is not just offering here in America, because our international group is also present in Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
basically,
some part
what
of
you're
Asia.
saying, buyers can get these lenders and they can be approved.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll not talk about requirements because we're not the lenders, right? But but that's the only thing that I would want our viewers to learn
Yeah.
that they can take out
Yes.
loans
Uh-huh.
through that company.
Yeah,
right?
here.
Correct.
But if they will be take out the loans locally in the Philippines, then foreigners cannot.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. That's good to know.
Unless
Mhm.
you're married to a Filipino.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
And at the same
don't
time,
look
but-
at these
yeah.
two handsome guys. Okay, I know they're two handsome guys. Are you guys single? Just kidding. All right. So
Actually, I
another-
would like to go back again to that if they can buy property in the
yeah,
Philippines.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, in the condominium, of course, foreigners can buy.
Yeah.
But for properties of house and lot only,
Mhm.
foreigners can only buy if they're married to a Filipino.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Can
Yeah.
they marry you? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So that's good to know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So so these are things that might that this people our viewers may be asking. Is it really safe to buy properties there? How can I secure that this is really a legitimate transaction because we are here, right? So now in condominiums, as I was saying, so they took out a loan after paying some down payments, so it's all set. What other expenses they should be expecting once the unit is being turned over?
I think there's this condominium association
Yeah.
dues.
They have
So,
association,
yeah.
okay.
For, let's say per monthly basis, that's around $80 per month.
Yeah.
$80.
Yeah, $80.
That's expensive. Just kidding. Okay, and then what
And
else
then,
should they be expecting?
Because the total contract price that we're offering, it includes already water and electricity.
Connection fees?
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
there's one-time fee for
Just minimum.
condominium or homeowners association. By the
Yeah.
way, that's around 10,000 in pesos. So in US dollar divided by around 150
But
bucks.
that's expensive too.
Then that's it. Everything's
Because the last thing that we would want to know, is this hidden numbers or figures or amount
Yeah.
after purchasing, because we have not disclosed properly what are the other items to expect after buying it. Because buying a unit, a condominium or a property is just the beginning. There's some other things that they need to consider.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
okay. In Brittany Corporation, all other miscellaneous charges or other fees are included already in the
Yeah.
total contract price that they're buying.
There's
Ah.
no
There's
hidden
no
fees.
hidden fees
Yeah.
or hidden charges.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know. Mga kaibigan, those are the only things. I know this is a very short show.
Yeah.
Just before we end, maybe you would want to invite them how they can get in touch with you. Maybe we can
Yeah.
start from you, Joshua.
Okay, so Filipino Americans and to all the Americans who are listening, we're very grateful for this opportunity. We're here really to invite you to join us in our series of roadshow in
Yeah.
San Diego, San Francisco, Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and even in Los Angeles, as we are going to guide you on how you can have an investment in the Philippines and how can have an investment in condominium or real estate property such as land. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before, thank you so much for
Thank
that,
you,
Josh.
thank
Just
you.
before I go to you, Mike.
Yeah.
Give me just maybe, I don't know how you're going to be putting it into words, but why would they talk to you?
Okay. Number one, maybe it's we're actually representatives from Brittany Corporations,
Okay.
and at the same time, we are here to give them the insights and give them the guide as to how you can probably owning a property in the Philippines, particularly in Brittany Corporations. So we are just here, as Josh has mentioned a while ago, we will be in the series of roadshow,
Okay.
and maybe taking this opportunity, to invite them that on August 17 we will be in San Francisco. Yeah, we will be in Residence Inn by Marriott at Walnut Creek. So they can actually come visit us. That will our event will start at 2:00.
Okay.
Yeah. So yan. So
Is there food?
yeah, there is. So,
Definitely.
And at the same time, it would be good if they could go there because personally,
Yeah.
we can give them the information that they would want to.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mike and Josh.
Thank
Really,
you.
guys, appreciate you for coming over in the show.
Yeah, thank you.
And
And by the way, before that,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
okay, Koy. I would like to invite them as well. If you would like to be a business partner, this is not just an opportunity for you to own a property in the Philippines, but you can also be a partner in terms of doing business
Promoting.
with you. Yeah, promoting our projects here in America. And with that, actually, you can contact us. I just like to give my number.
Yeah, sure.
It's actually 818 489-3179. No, you can text me, you can call me anytime. So we'll be there for you, me and Josh.
Awesome, perfect.
Yeah.
And again, as I mentioned, guys, really, this is a when we invited our subject matter expert today, we would want to be educated. But if you want to learn more, you might want to catch them in a couple of their road shows in California and here in Vegas. You have an office here in Vegas.
Yes, we do have. Actually, it's located in room 102.
PRC.
PRA.
PRA.
Yeah. PRA office. S. Jones in Spring Valley.
Okay, maybe what do you call this? Try to call them. I
Yeah.
don't know the address, but that's good to know that you guys have an
Yeah,
office
yeah.
here.
Yes.
So the reason why is
Yeah.
because visibility and trust
Yes.
and confidence when people talk to you and you got an office
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
That will say a lot.
Yeah, and we will be here. Me and Josh will be here on August 20 up to August 31.
Wow.
So,
In Las Vegas.
Yeah, in Las Vegas.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Awesome. Again,
Yeah.
thank you guys for being in the
Thank
show
you,
today. I
Enrico.
really
Yeah.
appreciate you. I know you took time to come over here. I know you got lost. Just kidding.
It's a privilege as well to be here, and thank you very much, Enrico, for having us here.
My
In
pleasure.
my
And,
toolbox.
In
Yeah.
My
your
toolbox.
In my toolbox.
All right. So
Alright.
bring this in the Philippines.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
after this, you share this to your Facebook.
Yeah,
so
we will,
people
yes.
will find,
Let's
will
do that.
see it, right? Mga kaibigan, you've heard Josh and Mike from Brittany International about some insights about their opinions in Philippine real estate, and I really appreciate them giving some updates with what's happening in real estate in the Philippines. More so, if you want to get educated more, you can look into their couple of road shows here in the United States. All right, mga kaibigan, again, hanggang dito na lang po again ang ating show in my toolbox. Hanggang sa susunod, my name is Enrico Pobre. See you, sir.